All right, hello, Adam Hudson here. I loved this assignment, teaching with educational technology. What have I learned? How has it contributed to my goals, my teaching philosophy, and what does the course offer me? There's so much here, and I loved some of the questions that were given to us on our document. So I'm going to go through some of those questions, sort of like an interview style. And it says, summarize what you've learned in this course. And there's been so much, like drinking from a fire hose. I think one of the most inspiring thoughts that consistently come to me is that educational technology is offering, what's on offer here is a new paradigm of education. And this course has been one of the best courses at UTC because it has allowed me to practice in this new paradigm of education where I can take a whole course on assessments. Well, if educational technology is building the assessments for me, grading for me, then all of a sudden I can do very different things. Like, how relevant is it that I learn about how to construct assessments? And that's a fundamental dimension of being a teacher in the classical model. But all of a sudden we're dealing with this new paradigm. After COVID, it was like, oh, I'm having other educational technology sites build assessments that are personalized, that are account for accommodations, that are self-paced and individualized. And I'm reading a few things that these are core values or core qualities of educational technology that just explodes the classroom. And then the mobility is like all of a sudden I'm not confined to the four walls of educational practice like it's formerly been. And at Ivy Academy, we're on trail, so I can take our mobile devices with us and integrate that into the classroom. And I love thinking about through that because I think we're in a new educational moment. It's a new educational paradigm as we practice the seamless integration of educational technology. So that thread, new educational paradigm has been running through the whole class, which has been most inspiring for me to think about. And of course, the new stuff for me, especially because there was a lot of, I came with a lot of background knowledge into this course, having taught and been working with technology and moving up the SAMR model. But that SAMR model, the TPAC model, the TIMS model, Assure, these are lenses or like structures to help me see how I'm applying educational technology and to complexify it and to move into this realm of creativity, seamless integration, sort of intuitive working with where technology is not just an additive where I'm, just supplementing paper for the document, but it's an integrative experience. And so the models are sort of helpful in learning. And then it says, what was your best assignment activity? Why? I loved the practice in the course. I think that's one of the things that made this course so great. Building the portfolio with Google Sites was the best. I loved reworking with my teaching philosophy. I loved building some lesson plans that were integrating technology, and especially engaging with the students was amazing. But this part where I got to build with Google Sites my own creative expression and reflections on the classroom was huge. And it says, what class assignment? So that's sort of answering the same question. And it says, what will I do next? And describe how like part of your learning translates into the classroom. And that's it, right? How the class was built gave me a model to then take into my classroom. So I'm going to be using Google Sites and have my students building portfolios for their 11th grade English class. I do 11th grade English, 12th grade English, and psychology. And so Google Sites is now going to be a fundamental dimension integrated into my classroom. And I love that. And that's where we can get really creative together and where I'm also a participant learner because I expect to be taught by them. And that's what's so cool about this new paradigm of education and educational technology is that it makes me also a lifelong learner. And so, and it even says like the next question, what are your future teaching goals? And so that's it, right? I become a participant and a lifelong learner. And one of the goals is that I am learning as much as the students and I'm building and creating as much as the students at times. And so if I'm inspired as a teacher, they are going to follow in my footsteps because I will still represent this facilitator and this leader for them to aim to be like. And so that's what's so cool is that I get the opportunity to build. So I'm going to build with Google Sites as they're building with Google Sites. One of my goals this year is to work with AI technology to build a children's book or build some sort of deliverable that can potentially be part of a business model. And I got a grant this past year to do that work. So I'm going to be learning about AI imaging creation technology and sales copy and script, even creative learning with AI with my students. And so that's a whole new thing where I am not the repository of knowledge that it's just delivered, but I'm participating with them. Another one of my goals is to increase communication. And so with a portfolio, all of a sudden, there's parents have access to this website where the students are delivering their learning and get to see that. And I get to use technology through Google and through these portfolios to more effectively communicate with parents. That's one of my goals this year, is to touch every single parent every single month. And I have not been successful at that in the past. So this is going to be a huge, and I'm going to be using educational technology more to do that. And the last goal, and I love how it pivots some of our questions, like what do teachers need to know, believe, and be able to do in order to teach more meaningful learning using technology? What do district leaders need to know? What other factors need to be taken into consideration? And I think all these are connected. I realize I'm coming close to 7 minutes here, because educators need to be educated and breaking down the barriers that teachers have, that only seeing educational technology as distraction, as, they're obsessively addicted, it's contributing to learning loss. And yes, those are problems that we consistently are having to address as serious matters, but recognizing this new paradigm of education is integrating. When we follow the Sandler model, we go all the way down to we're fully integrating and creating with educational technology. And so there's a reciprocal symbiotic relationship between technology, pedagogy, content knowledge, and teacher-student, and it sort of breaks down a lot of those barriers. So it's getting to be a really creative space. And so, thanks so much.